Hello everyone, this is Sashi, and today I'm going to show you this AC to DC offline flyback converter, which is in DCI mode. And this is the circuit for it. I will explain you the circuit. These are the specifications. Its input voltage is 230 volt AC, which gives 325 volt DC. Here as a V rectified. And this is the rectification stage with a bulk capacitor. And this is a snubber circuit, RCD snubber. And this is the primary inductance, and this is leakage inductance to show the leakage in the transformer. This is the secondary inductance, and both are out of phase, like 180-degree. And this is the secondary diode. This is the secondary capacitance, and this is the load, which is, instead of fixed resistor, I have using a pulsed current source, which goes from 0 to 1.5 ampere. Why a pulse current source? Because when a resistor is there, it's fixed, and we are not able to see how the output voltage varies with the changes in the load. So just to see that, I have added a pulse current source. So here in the waveforms, we can see that when the uh, load is going from 0 0.5 ampere to 1.5 ampere, we can see a dip in the output voltage, and when it is going from 1.5 to 0 0.5, there is an increase in the output voltage. Okay. So that shows that I had higher current, we are getting a lower voltage, and that lower current, we are getting a higher voltage. um okay. And I have so this is a two output flyback converter, and this is the switching circuit for it, which have 10% duty cycle and 100 kilohertz of switching frequency. These are four fast recovery diodes. And this is also a fast recovery diode. This is also a fast recovery diode. It has 600 volt. This is of 100 volt, and this MOSFET is of 800 volt, which are selected based on the working and voltage and current ratings of the circuit. Um, and the main things which I have observed in the circuit is it have two frequencies. One is the AC frequency, which is 50 hertz, and another is the switching frequency, which is 100 kilohertz, which is much higher than the AC frequency. So that is one of the things which is very important. Um, so from here to there, I will explain you the circuit. So we have applied AC voltage, which is going from peak to peak, 325 to 325, and after rectification, we are getting a rectified voltage because of this bulk capacitor. It is a smooth rectified voltage of 325 volt, and this rectified voltage is applied across this transformer, and we are getting voltage across secondary and primary. um, and the output voltage we can see here, it is it's 11.2. It's 11.2 for 12 volt, it's 11.2, and for 5 volt it's 4.5. And yeah, the other waveforms which I have plotted is the switching voltage. So what I will do, I will zoom it so that it can clearly visible. Yeah, so these are the zoomed waveforms of the circuit. So if you see, the switch is going from 0 to 15 volt, and this is the current through the primary inductance. So when the switch is on, current is linearly rising, and when the switch is getting off, it is uh, coming back to zero. And its opposite is happening across the secondary current. When the switch is on, it's going down, and when the switch is off, it's increasing. Okay. And when the switch is off, we can see the voltage across the drain, it's zero. And when the switch is off, it's coming the voltage which is getting reflected across the drain, is this much. It's 450 around. And the clamp voltage, okay, the clamp voltage is, I haven't plotted it, I will plot it. Here I will plot it. So you see, this is 437. Okay. So when the switch is off, this starts working and its voltage suddenly got raised, and uh, till the time it turns on, it is coming back to its lower value. The important point which I observed here is the voltage which is coming across this snubber, and the voltage which is the drain voltage. There should be sufficient buffer across both the voltage. Otherwise, this diode will not be able to clamp it, or the MOSFET will get damaged. So this is selected as 600 volt diode, um, so that the diode is clamping the voltage around 450, and it's 600, so it's around 150 voltage buffer. And the MOSFET is also of 800 volt, and the drain voltage is going only till 450, so there is sufficient buffer visible in that. And then these are the currents across both the secondary inductance of the both the outputs. uh, we can see that with the lower output, I mean, I will separate both of them. Yeah. So we can see that if we see primary inductance uh, and the secondary inductance, when the switch is on, primary inductance current increases and secondary current decreases, and then when the switch is off, it is increasing and it is decreasing. Similarly is happening across this also, but there's a lot of oscillations across this, and so it is not clearly visible, but we can see there is a rise. uh, uh, there is a rise when the switch is off in the secondary current of this 5 voltage. And this is the power dissipated across this bulk capacitor, the energy. We can see how much energy this bulk capacitor is handling. So this is whole of the circuit. um, and some of so to reach this final circuit, I have made lot of tweaks and changes in various parameters, like this bulk capacitor. Earlier I was using a 37 microfarad capacitor, which was way too small to handle this much amount of energy, so I have increased it to 100 microfarad. The RC values, so as of now it is 10K, but earlier I was using 3 kilo ohm, which was so what was the issue coming there? Here if you see, when the this is the energy powered energy across this C2 capacitor, and this is the uh, uh, power dissipated across this resistor. So when the switch goes off, the energy across this capacitor is decreasing, and it is getting dissipated as heat in this resistor R1. So I had increased its value so that it can handle this much amount of power dissipated, uh, and don't get burst out. Like, this is just a simulation, but in the real life, it may damage it will damage the resistor. Also, if you see this, this is another my observation, that the drain current uh, and the um, current across primary, earlier I thought that all of them are same, but in the circuit, if you see the current which is flowing through drain, and the current which is flowing through leakage inductance and the primary inductance, it's basically at same. But if we see it here, it's it's showing that the current across the drain, it's coming instantly at zero when the switch turns off, but the current across the primary inductance is going slowly down, slowly coming to zero. Also, the secondary current is slowly increasing because of the parasitic values across the inductance. And so So what I did, this was my initial circuit, and in this initial circuit I was using 230 volt of AC, and because of that the rectified voltage which I was getting was 228 volt only. This circuit was designed for 12 volt output, and I was getting 12 volt output. This was not correct. The V rectified I was getting is 228 volt, but the output voltage was 12 volt, which is wrong. So I had to correct it. It should be 325 with 325 volt input. It should be 12 volt. So that I have implemented here in my final circuit. It's 325 volt, and the V rectified is also 325 volt. So with that I was getting around 11.2 volt, which is correct. And other things are bulk capacitor. Earlier it was small. The resistor value, it was small, and also the snubber circuit was not snubber diode was not correct connected. So I had connected it, which which helped me to clamp a higher value of the drain voltage, the peak. um I have captured it. So if you see it here, it is getting clamped because I have connected um in another circuit where it was not connected. I think here if you see, the snubber circuit is not connected. In this circuit I have improved the input voltage. I have and everything is else is same, but this snubber circuit is not snubber diode is not connected, and because of that we can see there is a huge spike in the drain voltage. And if we see the final voltage here, the drain voltage is only till 40 or 50, but in this picture if you see, it is going till 700, which is way too high, because uh, the diode voltage is only till 600. So this was wrong, so I had improved it. And then in another circuit, this was power dissipated, like, so if we see, this is the power in the primary inductance and in the secondary inductance. So when the switch is on, it's increasing the energy in the primary inductance is increasing because of the increasing current. And when the switch is off, we can see there's a, like, when the switch is on, there's a decrease in the current of primary. Secondary, there's a decrease in the current of secondary, and when the switch is off, it is increasing. Similarly is visible in the energy which is uh, coming across primary inductance and secondary inductance. uh, and Yeah, so if you see, like, this RC capacitor, so the capacitor as the switch is turning off, we can see the energy getting rises slowly, and then it is getting zero, um, and which is getting reflected here in the heat which is dissipated across this resistor. uh, yeah. And what else? Also, like I had observed, I tried to put a RC snubber across this secondary diode, because of which I had observed the input voltage, my input voltage, instead of a sinusoidal voltage, it turned, first it went to negative, not a positive voltage, and also from a sinusoidal it went to pulses. If any of you can tell me the reason for this, it will be helpful. um, so I had removed this RC because of this issue. And also my primary inductance, if you see, I have changed it to 1000 microhenry. Earlier it was 810 microhenry, because my output voltage with 325 volt rectified voltage, the DC voltage, I was getting around 17 volt. uh, I was getting around 17 volt, um, and so I had to improve it. I had to bring it down to 12 volt. So I tried to decrease my duty cycle to 8% from 13%, and my voltage reduced as per the equation. It went to 8.5, but this is not what I wanted, so I changed the primary inductance. Also, I had increased my duty cycle here. It's now 10%. With 1000 microhenry and with 10% duty cycle, I was able to get 11.2 voltage. It's good. And also the secondary, if you see my primary circuit, the secondary capacitor which I had used was 47 micro faraday. So because of that, my output voltage was not smooth. Also, there were oscillations in the current which is flowing through uh, the waveforms which I was getting in the secondary side, so they were not smooth. So for that, I had changed the value of the secondary capacitor to 1000 200 microfarad. So yeah, this is the simulation. And if you have any inputs or queries, you can comment on the you can put it in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you.